Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third International Conference on Management, Education, Social Science and Innovation 2022. I am Maziharita binti Mohamood from Politeknik Sultan Salahuddin Abdul Aziz Shah, and also my group members is Dr. Aziz Mustafa. Today, I will present the study on the determinants of medical and health insurance demand in Klang. So this is the outlines of this presentation, whereby we will start with the introduction, research background, research objective, literature review, methodology, findings and discussion, conclusions, and finally the implication of the study. So, medical and health insurance are insurance coverage that pays out a certain amount of money to the insured upon a certain event such as medical and treatment. A medical and health insurance known as MHI policy is generally designed to cover the cost of private medical treatment, such as the cost of hospitalization and healthcare services, illness, or accidents. This insurance provides individuals and the economy with several important financial services. According to Bank Negara Malaysia annual insurance statistic in 2010, in the past of 10 years, Malaysians started consciously about the importance of insurance. This is due to insurance consumption in Malaysia, which is from the year 2000 to the year 2010 has increased by 128%, which is from the RM338 to RM771 by using insurance consumption per capita. According to Winers and Sash in 2008, Malaysian people willing to pay for themselves or to be protected by voluntary private health insurance often depend on their perspective of insurance. So this is the issue of this study. According to the Sawa and Qureshi in 2013, lack of insurance knowledge is one of the most important barriers contribute to the lack of purchasing health and life insurance. There are various factors such as intention and attitude that are potentially significant in explaining the individual purchase behavior besides using socio-economic and demographic variables. Now we move to the research background. Medical and health insurance is a very important function to secure a family member as well as to provide secure finance for individuals. Medical and health insurance may hedge against the financial uncertainty which may alleviate the financial risk faced by individuals. However, in Malaysia, the demand for medical and health insurance is yet not favorable. Due to the current COVID-19 pandemic, the medical and health insurance is very important to the community to cover the uncertain medical costs and expenses. Hence, the purpose of this study is to examine the factors that influence the demand for medical and health for Malaysians and the people of Klang, Selangor. So this is the objective of this research. There are 5 objectives. Number 1 is to identify income levels that will influence individual demand for medical and health insurance. Number 2, to identify the knowledge. Number 3, to identify the income protection that will influence individual demand for medical and health insurance. Number 4, to identify the risk attitudes. And finally, to identify the social influence that will influence individual demand for medical and health insurance. So this is a hypothesis. There are 5 hypotheses that correspond to the sub-research question that is developed. Hypothesis 1 is to indicate the income level has significant relationship with demand for medical and health insurance in Klang. Hypothesis 2, knowledge. Hypothesis 3, income protection. Hypothesis 4, the risk attitude. And finally, hypothesis 5, the social influence, where it has a significant relationship on demand of medical and health insurance in Klang, Selangor. So this is the conceptual framework of this study, whereby there are dependence variables, determinants of medical and health insurance demand in Klang, and the independent variables, which is there are 5 independent variables, which is income level, knowledge, income protection, risk attitude, and social influence. So for the literature review, demand refer to the purchase of health insurance amongst individuals that is stated by the Yaman in 2014, whereby Priska and Yi in 2007 say that the demand for purchasing medical and health insurance will significantly be affected by how wealthy are the wage earners. And for the knowledge, according Sawa and Qureshi in 2013, lack of insurance knowledge is one of the most important barriers to purchase medical and health insurance, which includes the respondent unaware about it, no one has suggested, and not taken by friends, family, and relatives. According to the Arun 2012, individuals may buy medical and health insurance in order to secure their children when premature death happens. It is intended to protect their children's education and it is indirectly affected by income level. Whereby, for the risk attitude, A. Khalid and Asian Ho 2001 mentioned that education and income with risk attitude are interrelated when making decisions on the purchase of medical and health insurance. Higher educational levels will lead to the greater awareness of the necessity of medical and health insurance. And for the social influence and medical and health insurance demand indicated a positive relationship, that is, whereby individuals have better knowledge and experience with health insurance through word of mouth communication and observational learning. This is supported by Liu, San, and Zhu in 2014. So the scope of this study, the focus on the determinant of the Malaysia medical health insurance demands among the people. And for the purpose of this study, Klang, Selangor resident, was selected at the scope of the study. So this is the methodology of this study, whereby the primary data for both independent and dependent variables were collected using a structured questionnaire, a survey using a structured questionnaires. The questionnaires were distributed to 240 respondents located in Klang, Selangor using simple random sampling. A pilot study was conducted to the group of 50 respondents of Klang resident, whereby the 50 set of questionnaires were distributed and reliability tests conducted to ensure the reliability of the question set. And for the analysis, the study used the multiple regression analysis to analyze the relationship between a dependent variable and independent variables, formulates the linear relation equation between dependent and dependent variables. So now this is the findings and discussion. So the reliability test, whereby the Cronbach alpha is applied in this study for the purpose is to the test on the internal reliability for the 6 question with 25 items. So from the table 4.2 indicates that coefficient between 0.6 and less than 0.7 considered as a moderate. A score between 0.7 and less than 0.8 are good, and coefficient between 0.8 to less than 0.9 are very good. So this is the summary of the statistical analysis. From the table, it shows that the majority of respondents are male, and most of the respondents age from the group of 25 to 35 years. Besides that, more half of the respondents are Malay, and then the income level between 4,000 to 6,000, and majority of the respondent is educational level is a professional qualification. So the multiple regression analysis was conducted to examine the relationship between the dependent variables and also five of the independent variables, such as income level, knowledge of medical and health insurance, income protection, risk attitude, and social influence. So the results are shown in the table 4.8. And then from the multiple regression analysis, so this is the findings based on the hypothesis, whereby the hypothesis 1, H1, income level has positively related to demand for medical and health insurance in Klang. So it shows that the income level is positive and significantly affects the demand on medical and health insurance. So H1 is supported. And then for the hypothesis 2, the knowledge on medical and health insurance will directly influence on the demand of the medical and health insurance positively, whereby the multiple linear regression with the p-value is 0.002 smaller than the alpha level 0.01. Thus, the H2 is accepted. For the hypothesis 3, that is the income protection. So, the income protection has positively related to demand for the medical and health insurance in Klang. So, H3 is supported. And then for the hypothesis 4, the risk attitude is positively affect the demand on the medical and health insurance because of the p-value is 0.00, which is smaller than the alpha level 0.01. So the H4 is supported. And finally, for the hypothesis 5, social influence has insignificant related to demand on medical and health insurance in Klang. Because this is the p-value is 0.997, which larger than the alpha level 0.02, so the H5 is not supported. So this is the conclusions of this study. The findings show that there are four demand determinants for medical and health insurance among the people in Klang Valley. The first one is income level, knowledge of the medical and health insurance, the income protection, and the risk. So in this study, the findings show that the Malaysia is more independent to make decisions in the demand of the medical and health insurance. So what are the implications of the study? The result of this research indicates that the risk attitude, income protection, income level, as well as knowledge are four important variables correlative with the demand for the medical and health insurance in Klang. However, the variable of social influence failed to show the expected positive sign and need for future research to verify the connection between social influence and the demand for medical and health insurance. This research not only used to test on the demand for medical and health insurance in Klang, but also used for the policymaker to boost up their sales by assessing the latent of a new market and geographical area. That's all from me. Thank you so much.